Good evening, our esteemed viewers. Thank you so much for choosing and for watching Imani Television, the #1 TV station that builds your faith in Jesus Christ. Welcome to today's news hour. We have a lot lined up for you, including news from various government departments and developing stories that made headlines in our country today. As we begin this bulletin, make sure that you visit our adorable website at www.imanitv.org. Remember to also give us your feedback through our social media handles, that is at Imani Television on YouTube as well as on Facebook. But right now, let's get our top stories.
This notice shall be expiring on 12th of March, on Tuesday next week, midnight. It means that come Wednesday, there will be no single medical doctor in any hospital where KMPDU has a membership.
NCIC. Yeah, they submitted a report 3 days ago. 90%, 99%, 97%, 96% of employees of counties are same tribe. When you go to those people, when you meet them, they even forgotten English. They don't speak Swahili. Kiingereza imepotea, wanaongea lugha ya
serikali kuu ya national government na county government watashirikiana na waweze kutusaidia mbolea na mbegu kwa bei nafuu na iweze kufika mashinani kwa upesi na haraka ili tukue na timely planting. I think mazao yetu itazidi kuimarika na itazidi kuongezeka.
To inform the public of the postponement of the scheduled launch of bursary ceremony for the financial year 2023-2024, initially set to take place on February 14th, 2024. This decision comes as a result of ensuring fair distribution in matters of regional balance.
Welcome to the program. My name is Barasa Saenyi. Now, Interior Cabinet Secretary Kithure Kindiki on Wednesday met with Samburu leaders as bandits continue to wreak havoc on the county. The meeting, which took place at Harambee Annex, saw the CS meet with leaders led by Governor Lati Leletit to discuss how banditry can be best tackled. In the meeting, Kindiki listened to the views of the leaders as he urged them to work together with the ministry to the
the counties to be in attendance so that they can get instructions on the way forward on matters drug abuse, drug and substance abuse. President William Ruto, who chairs the National Security Council, has given very clear and unequivocal instructions to us that the matter of drug and substance abuse has reached alarming proportions and is no longer a social issue but a serious threat to our national security. The government has therefore decided that this matter will be dealt with as an existential threat to the very existence of our republic because of what poison disguised as alcohol has done to our people. You are aware a few weeks ago in Kirinyaga, innocent people bought unknowingly poison thinking it is alcohol, and over 23 people are now reported dead and others have gone blind. There are many other unreported deaths across the country and the destruction of our most productive population, our young people. There has been challenges of enforcement. There has been challenges of licensing, and the problem has evolved into a serious national security threat. To start with the advent of devolution, the 2010 Constitution conferred the powers to license alcoholic drinks to the counties, and that responsibility was being done by NAC.
All right, let's stick to the current meeting where the Interior Cabinet Secretary, Professor Kithure Kindiki, today held at Karen, Nairobi, to address the government's response to drug abuse. While addressing security officials, CS Kindiki highlighted that any licenses currently issued to bars and outlets by county government that are contrary to the provision of the Alcohol Drinking Control Act, particularly relating to licensing of premises within residential areas and school, are null and void. CS Kindiki also stated that all existing licenses should be vetted afresh within the 21 days. Janet Namalwa has more details.
The Interior and Administration CS Professor Kithure Kindiki has said that all licenses and certification for second-generation alcohol and alcoholic beverages manufacturers issued by the KRA be suspended with immediate effect.
The nation. In that regard, I am authorized to announce the following measures that will guide this very critical national survival exercise. 1. Pursuant to Section 42K, alcohol and alcoholic beverage distillers and manufacturers and the Kenya Bureau of Standards stand suspended with immediate effect.
CS Kindiki stated that fresh application of the licenses should be done in 21 days and it should be approved. He stated that the manufacturers should have a quality control laboratory installed with gas chromatology with flame luminization detectors and operate by competence laboratory to test all the incoming raw materials and finished products.
With premises approved to resume operations only upon receipt of fresh approval. Ministry of Interior and National Administration. On Tuesday, the 12th March 2024 at 10 a.m. on and agenda will be communicated to those who this information relates. 3. Fresh license applications shall require manufacturers to have quality control laboratories installed with gas chromatography with flame ionization detectors, and this must be operated by competent register with a provider of interlaboratory Kenya Bureau of Standards on monthly basis. For the avoidance of doubt, installed with gas chromatography with flame ionization detector.
CS Kindiki further said that KEBSA shall ensure that all industry ethanol is denatured or marketed with a denaturing agent to prevent diversion and accidental use of industrial ethanol in alcohol.
Chemists and agrovets for verification within 30 days. All licensed and non-compliant drug manufacturers, agrovets, and chemists.
Lastly, CS Kindiki stated that no alcohol selling shall be allowed to operate beyond stipulated operation hour in accordance with the Alcoholic Drink Control Act. Reporting for Imani TV, I'm Janet Namalwa.
Now, the Kenya Medical Practitioners, Pharmacists and Dentists Union, KMPDU, has formally issued a 7-day strike notice for the withdrawal of services by medical practitioners, pharmacists and dentists in all institutions under the Ministry of Health and county governments through the Republic of Kenya. Now, the union's Deputy Secretary General Dennis Miskela, while issuing a press briefing, stated that calls by the Health Cabinet Secretary Susan Nakhumicha to discuss the contentious issues, including placement of medical interns, are not sincere and lack goodwill.
This notice shall be expiring on 12th of March, on Tuesday next week, midnight. There will be no single medical doctor in any hospital where KMPDU has a membership. This notice is being served to the head of public service, to the Cabinet Secretary, Minister of Health, Cabinet Secretary, Minister of Labor and Social Protection, Council of Governors, all county governments, all county public service boards, all vice chancellors of medical training universities, Salaries and Remuneration Commission, SRC, to the CEO of Kenyatta National Hospital, to the CEO of Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital, to the CEO of Nairobi Hospital, to the CEO Kenyatta University Teaching, Research and Referral Hospital, and to the Cabinet Secretary for Ministry of Interior and the Inspector.
Now, today, the Kenya Medical Supplies Authority, KEMSA, inaugurated a drug distribution center in Kisumu County, marking the commencement of its operations, benefiting 10 counties in the initial phase. Health Cabinet Secretary Susan Nakhumicha presided over the ceremony, which saw the attendance of governors from various counties in the western region. In her address at the launch event, CS Nakhumicha assured that the Ministry of Health would ensure efficient utilization of the allocated resources, underscoring the government's commitment to eradicating mismanagement of resources. She further reiterated the government's dedication to providing support to Kenyans facing terminal illnesses and lifelong diseases. Let's listen in.
Yeah, but I want to commit to Kenyans that we are going to put that money to good use. The pilferage, the thuggery that has been there in the Ministry of Health, that is going to be a thing of the past. Deductions of the 2.75% to take care of Kenyans. The third issue in our new laws is the establishment of the Emergency, Chronic and Critical Illness Fund. Wabunge, mutusaidie tutafute hiyo fund from Exchequer, Dr. Bukose, we need 49 billion. And he said, ataongea na nyinyi, mpange budget vizuri tupate hiyo 49 billion. Na ni ya kushughulikia wale wa Kenya ambao wanapatikana ya kwamba wako na ugonjwa ambao ni wa muda mrefu, chronic. Kwa mfano, mtu yule ako na ugonjwa wa sukari, mtu yule ako na hypertension, mtu yule ako na shida ya kidneys, anafanyiwa dialysis. Hiyo ni ya muda mrefu. So hii fund ni kuhakikisha ya kwamba tunahudumia Wakenya wote. So ukipatikana na hiyo ugonjwa, haustahili kutoa pesa yako kwa mfuko, ama uuze ng'ombe, ama ukate shamba, ama utafute lori mzima ya samaki hapa Kisumu uuze ndio ulipe matibabu. Hiyo fund itakushughulikia wewe. And that is revolutionary. Kwa sababu the Constitution of Kenya gives the mandate to the president to ensure the highest standards of health to Kenyans, and it has never been done. It is for the first time. I thought mtapigia rais makofi. Ashukuru sana. Najua DG unashangaa kama itawezekana. Itawezekana.
All right, we are moving forward here on News Hour, and the head of public service, Felix Koskei, has assured the Nakuru County, has accused the Nakuru County Service Board of encouraging tribalism. Speaking in Naivasha during a conference held today, Koskei has indicated that from the report submitted by the National Cohesion and Integration Commission, that is NCIC, it indicates that tribalism contributes to 97% of the employment of workers in the county. I think that will prevent the implementation of devolution in the country.
NCIC, yeah, they submitted a report 3 days ago. 90%, 99%, 97%, 96% of employees of counties are same tribe. When you go to those people, when you meet them, they have even forgotten English. They don't speak Swahili. Kiingereza imepotea, wanaongea lugha ya nyumbani. And you know how the fights can be when people are coming from the same corner. Only about 6 or 7 counties which have complied. I think Mombasa, Nairobi, because they are cosmopolitan. Nakuru, one. The others, 99%. Worst of all, county assemblies, 100%. How will you develop, my friends? So nowadays, ladies and gentlemen, this is not an era to talk a lot of English. This is not an era to discuss issues, principles and conceptual framework of establishment of government. No, they are facts. You just see it. I want you to reflect your office back, Uko, and reflect how incompetent everybody is. Others are in hospital every day, 1 or 2 people, because they're under stress. 2 people working for 20 people, because all these others are incompetent, but they are politically protected. Ethnicity, it is too much, too much everywhere. Can we have a mix? Can we think of a way? What I'm trying to say, can we think of a way of making this thing work? Besides nepotism in employment and everything, the worst part of it now is corruption. Corruption and nepotism combined. Because you are running the office corruptly and you are giving to your brothers, your relatives contracts. Too much inbreeding. Corruption has ravaged counties like a wild.
Let's listen to this story now. Students across the country have been cautioned against excessive dependence on technology, which could erode the reading culture in educational institutions. Speaking at Campus Primary School in Kisii County, Kisii University Vice Chancellor Nathan Ongechi highlighted the need to engage in digital and physical learning for a comprehensive development among learners.
Technology is good. We know not very many people have been very keen in reading books that are hard copies. But even when you're talking about soft copies, we are not very sure that very many people have been reading, and at times this is very clear from the quality of writing that we see. We wish to encourage that even when you have online books to read, may you also take time to read these hard copies, so that at the end of the day we are able to gather knowledge and improve on our critical thinking. When you don't read, your critical thinking is low. And when you don't read, even the quality of the essays that you write is very low. When you don't read, even the quality of language that you use when you are doing your writing is not there. So it's important that all of us develop this culture, and even when it starts at this low level, things move on very well. In as much as people want to read soft books, they also get the hard copies that are there, so that we are also able to improve on the publishing industry, so that we are also able to improve on the economy generally, including those for the economy of the writers.
Now, in other news, the University of Rongo, in collaboration with the African Library Project, has donated 60,000 books to 56 schools in Migori and Homa Bay counties with the aim of enhancing a reading culture among students and the community. The Vice Chancellor of Rongo University, Samuel Gudu, has stated that the reading culture is dropping in the country. Gudu further added that the university has our responsibility to bring back the reading culture and thus embarked on a journey to provide books to educational institutions. Let's listen in.
Reached out to over 4,000 libraries in sub-Saharan Africa so far in 13 countries, and we are incredibly delighted to be hosted today by Rongo and Kibabi in Migori County to celebrate reading and the culture of reading and the gains we're making in literature.
The reading culture went down simply because there's lack of libraries so that each student would have a book to read. But now with the libraries coming in, we expect the reading culture to go up again. So the objective of having the libraries changing the lives of the communities and also the pupils are being met.
Teacher librarians and community librarians. So that enhances their capacity to organize libraries and interest the children, the teachers, and the community.
Now, the Migori County government is currently facing a serious issue as it struggles to provide scholarship money to students who applied for the assistance since January. According to reports, the Minister of Education and Deputy Governor of the county have revealed that the national government has not provided any allocations of money to the county since November last year, leaving many students in limbo. This has put the county government in a difficult position as they are unable to fulfill their promise of providing financial assistance to students who need it most. The situation has caused concern among parents and students who are worried about their future of education.
Is to inform the public of the postponement of the scheduled launch of bursary ceremony for the financial year 2023-2024, initially set to take place on February 14th, 2024. This decision comes as a result of ensuring fair distribution in matters of regional balance, gender inclusivity, and consideration of the marginalized group. Further updates regarding the rescheduled launch event will be communicated to the public.
It takes many ages. So, for your information, as a county government, we have not received money from, I think, November. Yeah. So it is, you can't say that it can be timely. But as a government, we have done our paperwork. We have finished the process. Now we are waiting money from the control of the...
Now, back to our home county in Trans Nzoia, where the county's farmers have been hit by poverty despite the county's potential to produce over 7 million sacks of maize annually. Farmers have expressed their concerns over the high price of inputs, which are hindering their efforts to grow enough food. Many are now calling on the county government to intervene and provide support to enable them to increase their output. Let's listen.
Mimi mwaka jana nilikuwa na shamba eka 2. Nikalima eka moja sikufanikiwa kulima.
Iwapo serikali kuu ya national government na county government watashirikiana na waweze kutusaidia mbolea na mbegu kwa bei nafuu na iweze kufika mashinani kwa upesi na haraka ili tukue na timely planting, I think mazao yetu itazidi kuimarika na itazidi kuongezeka.
Fedha imekuwa ngumu sana kupata. Sasa wengineo wakakosa kulima na tukakuwa na hiyo upungufu kwa sababu ya mbolea.
Ya tuko na extension officers, leo nilisema kuna wale ambao wako field size na pia kuna mipango ya kuajiri wengine. Process inaendelea. Lakini kwa sasa kuna wale ambao wanafanya kazi na mkulima kabisa. And sasa hii pia ni field vile tuko hapa hivi. Napeana mbegu na pia kuna mafunzo. Agriculture is a devolved function. Mpango wa kupeana mbegu, tutapeana mbegu mpaka ile siku ambayo tutakuwa satisfied kwamba wakulima wenyewe wanaweza kununua mbegu ambayo iko.
All right, the news from Trans Nzoia County marks the end of our news bulletin tonight. Thank you so much for watching News Hour and for watching Imani Television. On behalf of our production crew, allow me to express our gratitude to you for watching News Hour this evening. I wish you a blessed night. See you next week.
What is your perception of Africa as a continent? What are your hopes and dreams for Africa?
1 billion people. 55 sovereign states, with at least 7 of these being the fastest growing economies of the world. But there is still so much untold stories that we are yet to be told.
Do you see your part in the development of this continent? Africa is a continent rich in resources, culture, talent, and the home of stories. Stories that bring joy, stories of resilience, strength, and a never-dying spirit that gives hope.
Voices of people who have pushed beyond limits to make positive change in the African society. Which is why I'll be bringing you African Vision Voices in line with Good News Productions Africa to highlight the heroes and the heroines of Africa together with African news content. My name is Francis Msakali. See you then. Africa.
What is your perception of Africa as a continent? What are your hopes and dreams for Africa?
1 billion people. 55 sovereign states, with at least 7 of these being the fastest growing economies of the world. But there is still so much untold stories that we are yet to be told.
Do you see your part in the development of this continent? Africa is a continent rich in resources, culture, talent, and the home of stories. Stories that bring joy, stories of resilience, strength, and a never-dying spirit that gives hope.
Voices of people who have pushed beyond limits to make positive change in the African society. Which is why